etc. We start with daily chart. You want to see how we can look at the chart. There is no much changes if you refer to our analysis in my last video, because still we're looking at this. We want to see whether this is the start of the up move or not, because we mentioned if we're looking at this one as a correction, as a flat, since the price, the last one, haven't retested the previous low, still we can put this one as a correction relative to this. Now, whether we can expect this one turn to a correction for one more drop, or even we can expect the price to retest 63 before we get the drop. But if the price retests the 63, we have to look at the chart differently. Then we cannot put this move as a correction relative to this. Okay, now we need to be quite careful if we want to look for trade. Either this one turn to a correction relative to this for one more drop, or this one turn to a flat. Okay, at that time, so we need to look at the chart in the bigger picture. We need to look at the chart differently. Anyway, if we want to look for buy, we need to know about all this possibility. The only reason is since the price haven't retested the previous low, and since we know overall market they're following the Bitcoin, it doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. Okay, then that means the most important level we're looking for resistance is whether the price can break 63 or not. Because if the price cannot break 63, then we can expect this one turn to a more complex correction. Okay, that means still we can look for buy, but any buy is a short-term trade as long as the price haven't break the 63. And if we move to forward chart, technically we can put this one as a correction relative to this. As I mentioned, most of the chart they have a similar movement. That means technically if we want to look for buy, we need to get one more drop, then we confirm with this flat as a correction, then any reversal from there we will take the trade. Because if we get one more drop, the first things we confirm with the correction, we have a forward correction, and the second one, this down move can confirm for us whether the price is going to retest the previous low or not. That's why if we get one more drop, if we confirm with the flat as a correction, any reversal from there we will take it. Okay, and it doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. Similar to what we get here, there was a sharp move, there was a continuation. Okay, that's mean first things we're looking at this as a correction relative to this. Technically we want to get one more drop, then any flat reversal from there, this is what we are more interested to look for buy. But if the price continue from here, the only way is to look for trade based on 1 hour chart as a, again as a short-term trade. Because if we move to 1 hour chart, what I'm looking for this one as a correction at the first, correction at the last. Okay, and even if you refer to the indicators, we cannot really confirm with the divergence, because one of the indicators showing us a divergence, but the MACD doesn't show us a divergence if you're referring this one to the previous one. That's why still we can expect this one turn to correction relative to this one move up. That means the last wave can be including the correction. Okay, that means still we can, if we get any trade setup for buy, we can look for as a short term. And how we can look for trade, the best things is if the price retests the previous low, we can put our entry above here. Okay, that means we can put our entry above here, which is somewhere around 51.6. But if the price break the previous low, because at that time so you can confirm with this, then any reversal either as a sharp move, we can put our entry above here, or we can, if this one turn to deeper move, maybe look for the reversal as a short move, like either based on 1 hour or 15 minutes. But how about if the price continue from here? Having entry above this one is not, technically we cannot do that unless if we get the sharp move flag, we take the trade. But at that times we need to see, because if we're looking for trade from here, we're looking at this correction, and we know this one can turn to three waves in relative to this as a first correction, last for one more drop before we get the reversal. This is what we're looking for. But how about if the price continue from here? That's why if we get the opportunity to look for buy from here, we will take the trade, because we have seen this kind of the correction. The price can continue as a corrective, then suddenly spike and continue. That's why if we get any trade within this correction based on either 1 hour or 15 minutes, still we can take the trade. But we should know where is our stop loss and how we're going to manage. If we get any trade from here, our stop loss should be either below this or below here. It depends on the traders and depends on the risk and reward they're following. Anyway, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.